Hello, everyone. My name is Mahmoud. I'm a student at home, meaning that I finished my citizenship 2 years ago. And then I moved to work outside, but I didn't done my dissertation. Now I'm in my chapter 4, which is data analysis. So the findings here are preliminary. They are not finalized yet. So there is no actual interpretation, but very insightful.
Sorry to interrupt you. If you're not standing up,
Oh,
there,
okay.
then they can't
Sorry,
see you.
guys. I'm old geezer, so excuse me. Can you hear me now? Any indication that there?
Yeah, just so you're on
Yeah.
camera, I see the webcam on top. As long as you're in the frame of that, then
Oh, okay.
they can
All
see.
right.
So you can't unfortunately move too much.
So this research started actually 2015 when I worked with Dr. Karen Lander about healthcare and non-native English speakers difficulties or challenges while they are studying at undergraduate levels. From there, I got inspired, and then I moved on to work on the same field. And then I completed my PhD comprehensive exam, and then suggested this proposal. Hopefully, it was a good thing. But then later, I realized it's not really an explored area. It's very limited researches about that. So it's challenging and maybe not interesting. I'm not sure. So you'll be the judges. I'll walk you through quickly or briefly through the context and rationale, research questions, and theoretical framework. Some of the data briefly, because they are not finalized yet. So there are so many to analyze. And some of the recommendations and conclusions, of course, more limitation than conclusions. So in Canada, healthcare professions attract so many students. So the university, I investigated this in Southern Ontario. The students account for up to 40%. And this is an estimate. Oh, I have to be here, right?
I'm just checking the chat.
Oh, we've asked it.
I'm used to teach, so I'm always in the middle rather than here.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry again if I missed you. Around 40%. The actual estimation is around 17% of international students. But you can add more and more, like immigration, immigrants, or generation 1.5, and you add up to this multilingual frameworks. Because of that, they face challenges, and the gatekeeping challenges are normally, or their assessment comes from writing. In my study, it shows around throughout the course of the studies, the 4 years of study, at least 25% is assigned to writing assignments. So I wanted to explore this arena. What are the difficulties? What are the challenges? How do I approach that? So the first thing I thought about the course syllabi, course outlines. A few studies actually were investigated in Canada where they focused on writing assignments, analyzing the course syllabi. So I did this. I compiled around 200 course outlines to analyze them to see what particularly they are demanding as institutional demand. And then, oh, that's not enough. Then I needed to investigate with the students themselves. So I recruited students, and this took me 2 years to recruit. It's very hard to recruit students. It's not really interesting because they are in the health faculty, and I am in the language faculty. So to recruit them, I need some kind of convincing or persuasive means. I planned for 12 students, 3 from each year of study, and from 3 disciplines: nursing, psychology, and global health. Why did I choose these? Because they are on the brink between scientific kind of knowledge, and at the same time, they have the narrative field of writing. So they will contain both arenas. So there is an intensive writing requirements in these courses. Oh, sorry, in these programs. But that's that's maybe not enough. So I also tried to recruit faculty members. I did recruit one faculty member only from Global Health. Another faculty member was interested, but for some reason I couldn't meet with her through the interview. But she shared with me the writing assignments. And then I interviewed the students. So I moved ahead of my presentation, but they are all interacting. So my idea, my purpose was to investigate the writing challenges, requirements, challenges, and then what potential support pathways are there, are available for these students to progress through their programs in terms of writing. So, because there are three layers, like the top layer for our presenter, and the meso layer, and the bottom layer, or bottom up and top down, I focused on needs from institutional practices, challenges from the students, and maybe from the perspective of the faculty members, and support pathways that are available from the student strategies, as well as from the availability through the institution. The design in general was multiple case study. I chose case study because it's flexible, fluid. I can devise whatever means of or methods or tools or instruments within this kind of design. So when I describe the disciplines, I described three, but the data I collected were from four. So there is an outlier in kinesiology as a supplement discipline, added data. 140 plus course outline, detailed ones, syllabi and assignment prompts, course descriptions from also policy from the faculty itself. The students shared 54 different writing assignments from their chosen. It's not prescribed by me. I did not ask them for particular ones. They shared whatever they want. I was able to recruit 11 out of the 12, and 3 instructors. The 3 instructors, one was from Faculty of Health, as I said, and the second one was from the Writing Center, and the third one from the Open Learning Center, which is the ESL specialist. The framework is actually multiple. I derived and adapted ESP general theory, and Swales and Bhatia. I also adapted systemic functional linguistics. General analysis is because of the different types of assignments the students are assigned to. And this will give me a generic schematic structure of or understanding of where do students struggle or challenge. The systemic functional linguistics actually dig in the middle area where language features, vocabulary, and grammar can come into play. So I used an adaptive Biber analysis, multidimensional analysis, where you investigate collocations, frequency of words, the general structure or grammatical features of the student's language within their assignments. I also, I'm trying now to analyze what themes I can derive using constructivist thematic analysis, Charmaine's in particular, to derive what the students are really struggling from their voices, and of course from the instructor's input that's in general way. So I already described these. So document analysis, the syllabi, coding using thematic analysis, And the coding is triangulated. So I code for the interviews, I code also from the writing samples themselves. And to do that, I needed some tools. And because of financial limitations, I used the free ones. One is called Taguit, if you heard about it. And the other one is UAM Corpus Tools. Here are some of the preliminary findings. So as you can see, these are the different types of genres of the writing or assignment types. On the left side, how they are described or labeled or the names. Oh, thank you. The names based on the syllabi themselves. And here are, after the analysis, what are they actually in terms of Gardner and Nietzsche, 13 general families they found in UK. As you can see, they are pretty much matching, except for some of few differences. For example, the naming of the assignment here says digital storytelling, whereas it's actually a procedural. It is a technical type of writing, although it is using storytelling as a narrative or a naming. As we can see in terms of how much they are writing, the size of their writing, average 4 pages in general terms. For global health, the dominant assignment is reflective analysis, critical reflective paper for kinesiology, lit reviews for nursing. Actually, reflective practice is also dominant in nursing as well. Research is the focus of psychology. Also, when I investigated about the courses offered at that university, I found only 2 specialist writing courses. One is for psychology, which is writing for research, and the other one is writing for nursing. All other courses are located in the writing department. They are just general English for academic purposes. What are some of the difficulties I found so far? Discipline specific, we found overuse of citation. So they do cite a lot of their work, so they do the hard work, except that they are overusing it. But there is no actual synthesis within the writings, meaning that they don't comment or introduce their citation or present it as a kind of evidence for what they are trying to express. Lack of familiarity of the assignment genres. Sometimes it's confusing when you say it's a reflection. What does reflection mean? It's not specified. But if you look at the actual description in the course outline, they detail something else. Not all of them, but some of them. Language-wise, also culturally, difficulty with sentence structures, that's grammar, verb tenses, and academic word choices. Because what forms language within a discipline is actually the type of grammatical functions they use. Because you need definitions, nominalization is the more appropriate one. So packaging this kind of language is quite hard. Also, there is the cultural issue here is, although I disagree with this statement by the instructor I interviewed, given an example of Chinese, the fear of making mistakes. My experience with the Chinese students, not all of them are shy or they fear. 3 minutes, okay. See that ahead. Another one is in psychology, the dominant challenges are formatting and citation, of course. Documentation for nursing, clinical documentation, concise advocacy writing, which is empathetic writing for global health. This is intriguing. Multimedia integration, which is using multimodal, like using videos as well as text type and presentation all together as means of their assignment. Language-wise, paraphrasing and citation accuracy, grammar, we mentioned that before, and of course, vocabulary. This is interesting because technical vocabulary is not the challenge. It's the sub-technical ones, which is, close to normal English public use, as opposed to very specialized English. That was the hard one, especially when they express themselves in the reflective practice assignments. Here are some quotes from the students and from the instructors. For example, Cantaro in psychology and NGO. I don't know how to pronounce this. These are pseudonyms, of course. Students reported using these are about strategies, support pathways. I could not see the sign. So they always seek help with their peers and also for use technical tools. At the time of data collection, ChatGPT was not invented yet, or not widespread use. They use the Grammarly. Another technique or strategy, they use their first language. We can call it translanguaging. 1 minute, okay. When I give them feedback how they learned, it becomes kind of tangible results. That's Dr. Hassan, the instructor, meaning that if they are supported within their program, it actually works. Okay. Here is the summary of key findings so far. There are more. So it comes now about the implications in general terms. Theoretical insight with regard to instructional design. Should we design courses that are English for specific academic purposes, or we go as we go right now, English for academic purposes in general terms? And this is a long time debate. The pragmatic issue here is financial costs, and always the victim is the student. You alluded to training the discipline instructors into how to incorporate language, and that is the actual limitation for any kind of insights about these problems. This also connects to academic literacies, in which it is not at the meso level, which is the pragmatic level, how to do things. Rather, it is at the socio-cultural factors, including, they have no time to do their work within the limits and the constraints of the too many courses. Maybe they have part-time jobs to do, commuting, and other life challenges. Should I finish right now? Okay, I'll conclude right now. Again, these are not finalized results, so you can say 50% finished. Okay. Thank you for your listening. If you have any questions, and shoot.